Hello my dear students, let's continue with our today's class. Class 5th, today in your social studies class, we'll continue with lesson number 6, that is our planet Earth. In the previous video, we learned about the Earth and its major temperature zones. And what are the major temperature zones of the Earth? Torrid zone, temperature zone and frigid zone. Okay. Now today we'll start from the topic weather. Weather and climate. So what is the weather? Weather is the condition of the atmosphere of a certain place at a certain time. It means it is the condition of the atmosphere. Atmosphere's condition of a definite place at a definite time. At a definite time, at a definite place, the condition of the atmosphere is known as weather. It is never constant. Constant means it never remains same. It keeps on changing. Okay. For example, like how it keeps on changing, like in a day, the weather can be hot at one time and at the other time it can be like cloudy in a day. So it changes in a day. The weather changes in a day also. So some examples of the weather condition are the weather can be sunny, can be warm, hot, cloudy and rainy. So these are the weather. Now what are the main factors? Means what are the reason for this weather? Why this weather happens? So what are the main factors which influence the weather of a place? They are temperature. Just because of temperature, because of pressure, humidity, wind and sunshine. These are the factors which influence the weather of a place. Now when we look at these factors, now experts can forecast, means they can predict that the weather condition of a place. Okay, and in a weather forecast given in the newspaper or on a television news channel, the weather person forecasts the temperature, about rain and wind condition for that day or the next day. And in some cases for even the coming week also, they can predict the weather condition of a place. Now then comes climate. What is a climate? Now climate refers to the characteristic weather condition of a certain place that occur over a long period of time. Means it is the weather condition of a definite place. Place is definite here. Here also the place is definite. But here the time was also definite. But in this climate, the time the time is long. Means that it occurs over a long period of time. But here it occurs at a definite time. Now, like here, the climate of a place is measured by the weather statistical data that is collected over a period of 25 to 30 years. Means over the period of 25 to 30 years, the climate of a place is measured. By whom? By weather, based on numerical facts. Okay, and it is collected over the period of 25 to 30 years. Now, like weather, so climate also has few factors which influence the climate. Like temperature variation, means variation, changes in temperature, atmospheric pressure and the wind movement, the movement of the wind. These are the factors. Now, for example, India has tropical monsoon type. It has a tropical monsoon type. Like it means, what does it mean? Tropical monsoon type of climate means it has hot and rainy summers. In the summers, the climate is hot and rainy, but in winters, the winters are mild. Mild means not too hot, not too cold. Okay, so these are the weather and climate. Now, few factors are there that affect the climate of a place. Now, what are the factors that affect the natural factors are there that affect the climate of a place. These are given here. Now, look at these factors, the natural factors. Now, okay, so number one is amount of sunlight it receives for a certain period. Means for a definite period, the amount of sunlight it receives This is also the factor for that affect the climate of a place. Second is latitudinal location on the earth. Means on the earth, the latitudinal location means how near or far it is with respect to the equator. Means how far is it near to the equator, or how near is it to the equator, depending on that also. Third, height above the sea level. Now it also height. How much is it from the how much high is it up from the sea level, that place. Now after the changes in atmospheric pressure, when the atmospheric pressure changes, that also direction of wind, in which direction the wind is moving. Then after the humidity, how much humidity is there, behavior of ocean currents, how are the ocean currents, means how is it moving, ocean currents, or the slope and the shape of the land, how is the shape and the slopes are there of land. And then is the vegetation cover, means how much vegetation it covers. Now apart from this, these are the natural factors that affect the climate of a place. Now apart from that, human factors are also there, like burning of fossil fuels, means the fuels that we get from organic matter, that one fuel when it is burned, and pollution. This is because of pollution also. These are also the factors that can affect the climate of a place. Now your next topic is solar and lunar eclipse. Now in our solar system, we all know that the earth revolves around the sun, and the earth and the moon revolves around the earth. Now sometimes what happens, when the moon, the earth and the sun, they all comes in a straight line. They just revolve. When they revolve, and after revolving, at a time when they come, sometime when the sun and the earth, they come in a straight line, and they block the view of one or the other. Okay, means at the view of, they block the view of one or the other, then an eclipse occurs. Okay, now first is solar eclipse. Now when the moon blocks sunlight from reaching the earth, means when moon is blocking the sunlight from reaching the earth, so this state is called solar eclipse. It means when the moon comes between the sun and the earth. When the moon comes between the sun and the earth, then the solar eclipse occurs. Okay, now we all know that the moon is a natural satellite of the earth, and it takes an average of 28 days for the moon to revolve around Earth. We all know that the moon revolves around the Earth, and to take one revolution, the moon takes 28 days. Now, at this position, what I told you, this moon blocks sunlight from reaching, at solar eclipse, the moon blocks sunlight from reaching the earth, and the state is called the solar eclipse. As you can see in this picture, this is the picture of earth, this is moon, and this is sun. Now here you can see the moon has come in between the earth and the sun, and it blocks the sunlight to reach the earth. Means it is between the earth and sun, so it is blocking the sunlight to reach the earth. So this position is known as what? Solar eclipse. Okay. The second is lunar eclipse. Now when the earth comes between the sun and the moon, means here the moon is coming between the earth and the sun, and in lunar eclipse the earth comes in between the sun and moon, and it blocks the sunlight from reaching moon. Now earlier in solar eclipse, the moon was blocking the sunlight from reaching earth, and here the earth blocks the sunlight from reaching the moon. So this state is called lunar eclipse. Now here the earth, I told you, the earth's shadow falls on the moon, which result earth's shadow, here the earth's shadow fall on the moon, which results in lunar eclipse. Now a lunar eclipse happens on a full moon night, means when there is a full moon at night, then a lunar eclipse happens. So today we have completed this lesson, our planet Earth. We have discussed about the weather and the climate, the factors affecting the weather and the climate of a place. After that, we discussed about the solar and lunar eclipse, about them. Okay, so this much for today. Thank you.